good?
Looks really good. Looks hot. It's very hot, actually. Oh,
Wow, the best bagel he's ever had, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our little New York City adventure vlog. And now we have a haul, which I am very excited. Are you very excited?
Thrilled.
Great. I always say I'm excited in the beginning of my videos because it's just like
Otherwise people won't know.
Exactly. Anyway, we had a fantastic day yesterday in the city. The first place we went to was a place called... Let me just show them your patch.
Leon's Bagels.
Ooh.
This was in Soho?
Yeah, it was in Soho.
On Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a cab down and we went straight to the bagel shop because Leon and I both love bagels, and you really found your love for bagels when you met me, right? And so he loves... What?
Well, I don't think I had one before that.
Have you? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That warms my heart.
You
Tell
opened
them
my world.
I did, to bagels,
Yeah.
which, gosh, it's a wonderful world to be in, a world with bagels. Do you want to tell them what you ordered?
Yeah, I got an everything bagel with bacon and tomato.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have any lettuce.
They didn't have lettuce.
I couldn't get a BLT. I just
Yeah.
got a BT.
Yes, and you got it on an everything. He also loves an egg everything. I've always been a plain bagel girl, although everythings are delicious, and I usually just put avocado on mine, which is like an avocado toast kind of bagel, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
Sometimes we even do, or I even do, have you tried peanut butter and jelly on a bagel? Oh, sometimes I just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but using a bagel, and it is absolutely delicious. And Leon always makes fun of me how I eat it. I have like one side that's peanut butter, one side that's jelly, and instead of like making a closed bagel sandwich, I have them separately so that I can get a full flavor of each, what is it, topping?
Yeah, I don't judge.
Thank you.
Only slightly.
Hey!
Yeah, the bagel was really good, so I would highly recommend that bagel store. We also got some more merch.
He got merch because it's called Leon's Bagels, and it was named after the owner's godfather, right?
Yeah.
And they had merch. They had really, really cute merch.
So we got some socks. Leon's Bagels.
But if you don't see the bagels part, they didn't show that it said bagels. They just showed Leon's. And I was picturing Leon wearing these. And it's like, these are your socks. They have your name on them. So.
Yeah, that's my bagel shop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked
I don't know if I told you. But
Oh,
I
really?
actually own it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are the godfather?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not the Italian-American one.
And then Leon also loves chess. And we were saying that this kind of looks like a chessboard. So that's cool.
And then this nice white t-shirt. It says Leon's Bagels on the front. And then on the back,
Also Leon's Bagels.
also Leon's Bagels.
And I love how they put the bagels on there. It's a very cool design.
Yep.
I really wanted a tote bag, but I had a feeling
Yeah.
I would be getting one at the bookstore, so yes.
You got more than one.
Spoiler. So after that, we went straight to the bookstore. So we went to McNally Jackson in Soho, which I believe is on Prince Street, right? Dun, 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 dun. Is it on Prince Street? Does it say? No, it just says Soho. But this is what it looks like on the inside. One part of the bookstore looks like this. And I love this like minty green color. It's so cute. So we each got 3 books. They had stationery right to the left. They had like more new releases in the front and then staff picks. And I just really liked how they set it up.
Yeah. It wasn't just straight rows of books. It was almost like a maze.
Yeah.
And they had nooks and crannies. And
Yeah, which was really nice. And I loved how they set up the different fiction sections. So instead of doing just all fiction alphabetical, they separated it based on the country. So they had Asian literature, Russian literature, Eastern literature, American, British literature. It was really cool. And especially because you guys know, if you saw my previous video where I made a little bookish wish list for this trip, I was really interested in getting a lot of Japanese literature. And they had a whole section. So I didn't even have to like go wandering around the fiction section. Everything was right there.
yeah.
So I really, really loved that.
Do you want to show them the second tote bag?
Okay, the second tote bag. So my friend works at McNally Jackson. I went to illustration with her. We saw her there, and that was so nice. So I don't know if she watches my videos, but Nicole, thank you so much for being so sweet. But anyway, okay, this is the other tote bag that we got, and it's Dogs of McNally Jackson. Sorry, I feel bad I'm blocking your face. I'll block mine. Look at all these cute puppies! And you guys know how much I love dogs because we have Willow. And I told you in my other video that I would be getting merch. I did not lie. The first book that Leon picked up was... Dun, 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 dun.
St. Augustine's Confessions.
Ooh.
So, St. Augustine is from the 4th century AD, and it's an autobiography, and he talks about his life from childhood to adulthood and recounts his experience going through a sort of spiritual awakening, and he talks about morality, faith, marriage, and all sorts of philosophical topics.
That are of interest to you.
Yeah, I've been very interested in theology and metaphysics, and I've been sort of deep diving into Christianity recently and exploring the long tradition of intellectual thinkers and writers, and St. Augustine is one of the first ones I've chosen to dive into.
Very cool. And we really like this edition too because we saw the Penguin Black Spine, and that one was nice. But I don't know, I just love the design of this one. This is from Vintage Spiritual Classics. So just from the publisher Vintage. It sounds very interesting.
Sorry.
Yeah, there he goes again. It's very warm in here because we can't put the fan on because it makes noise, and we can't open the window because noise. So Leon's just getting up to cool down. The next one that we found, I actually found, and it's one for Leon.
Yep.
And that is Ryan Holiday's Right Thing, Right Now. Good values, good character, good deeds. And so I saw that it was a signed copy, and I knew that Leon was interested in getting this book, so I grabbed it. I was like, oh my god, look, they have a signed copy! And then we lifted up we wanted to see his signature, which there it is. And then it also is just a really beautiful special edition, which I don't think, right? You said all of them don't have this little seal?
Yeah, so this is the third book in a 4-book series. Ryan Holiday talks a lot about Stoicism, which is an ancient philosophy. His series of books goes through the 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism. So wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. So this is the third one, which is about justice. I've read the one on courage, and I think I read the one on discipline as well, but I might have read it on Kindle.
Okay.
But I don't remember it being like this underneath the dust jacket.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I was considering pre-ordering it, and I just never did. And then we found this.
He was going to pre-order a signed copy.
Yeah.
And then we found a signed copy in the wild, which is even more fun.
Also has very high praise by Arnold Schwarzenegger on the top.
There we go. Then we went through the rest of the sections. So that was in like the self-help, religion, metaphysics, career section. And then we went through fiction, and it was so beautiful. I just loved the way that the story was laid out. And then I got to the Japanese literature section, and that is where I had the most fun. Well, actually, no, I picked up... Oh my gosh. This is the first book either one of us picked up. Because
really?
It was in the front of the store, remember? I think you filmed me grabbing it. Yeah, anyway. Okay. Well, this is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And I listened to this on audiobook, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. And I really enjoyed the audiobook, but I had a feeling I would enjoy it even more if I physically read it. And then it turned into a whole book series, and there are, I think, like 4 or 5 out now, and it's about this time-traveling cafe where basically people go there and sit down and they can travel back in time, but only like in the cafe, and they meet people from their past, and they have to have this time-traveling experience before their coffee gets cold. So it's like a time limit to their time traveling, and it's a really
How do they define cold? Do they test the temperature?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, sorry, continue.
I don't remember that part. Little snippets, or I guess different sections, are dedicated to different characters. So it is split up between the lovers, husband and wife, the sisters, and mother and child are the four people that I think they touch on in this particular book, and then you could see the other ones that are in the series as well. So the second one is Tales from the Cafe, then Before Your Memory Fades, and Before We Say Goodbye. Yeah, so this concept, I love time traveling and memory loss and things of that nature. It's also really heartwarming and heartfelt and just a beautiful book too. I love how small this is. I don't love reading from hardbacks, but when they're small like this, it's a nicer reading experience than when you have like a super clunky hardback.
Yeah, I feel the same way about this one as well.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I
they the
love
same
small
size?
books.
No,
I
yours is
think
taller.
that one's more narrow.
Oh.
Wait, is it? Yeah, yours is a bit smaller actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit narrower and shorter. And then I found another book that I'm so excited about. Again, I listened to this recently on audiobook and I fell in love with it. It is What You Are Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Oyama, and it's translated by Allison Watts. This one, translated from Japanese by Jeffrey Truselot?
Something like that.
Truselot, I think. But Allison Watts translated this one. Basically, kind of like how Before the Coffee Gets Cold, it's kind of split up into different characters, like get their own section, and it's about these different people who go to this one library. So they all live in the same world, and they go to the same library and they talk to the same librarian, but each one gets a different part in the story. And it's about these people going to the library for one book in particular, and when they ask the librarian for their book that they're looking for, she not only gives them the book they're looking for, but also an extra one that they think is very random. And it ends up being very influential in their life, and it changes their life, and it's just about the power of libraries and reading and how books can kind of change the trajectory of where you're going. It's really, again, heartfelt and beautiful, and I love how it was just like split up into like how different books can affect different people in different ways. So really excited to reread.
Sounds good.
Right? Yeah, both of them are really great, so highly recommend. And they're also, I feel like so much Japanese literature, why I've been in the mood for it lately, is it's just so heartfelt and heartwarming. Do you want to tell them your next book?
Oh yeah, so I mean this was from a similar section
but
to the previous
you get
one.
That one
I did get this
later?
at the very end. I have your...
Oh, my bookmark.
This is not a sponsored ad. Yeah, so I got Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink, and he's a former US Navy SEAL who is now a podcaster, author, entrepreneur, does a bit of everything. But I've been following him for a few years. I really enjoy the stuff that he does and his attitude on life. And this book is basically, well, it's about discipline, and he talks about, what's the word I'm looking for?
Conquer weakness, procrastination, and fear. Find your discipline, and you find your freedom.
I'm trying to think of a word.
Anyway, wait, say the first part again? Inculcate. No, like the first part of your sentence. I'm trying to think of a word. I know, I'm trying to get the context for the word. He talks about how to something discipline. Like conquer? No. Sort of like infiltrate? Grow in yourself. Yeah, like... Confused. Infiltrate.
Anyway. He talks about how to... So he talks about being mentally and physically disciplined. Well, he tells you about his methods and perspective on things and how you can apply that to your life and deal with things like fear and procrastination, all of which tie into discipline. It's very much a no BS book, given that he was a Navy SEAL. He's a bit of a hardcore guy, but I like that about him.
Yeah.
So.
And then show them the inside, because the inside's quite cool. It's like all black pages with white text and then some patterns and things, which I think is quite cool.
Yep.
So those are all the books that Leon got, and then the last one that I got. So before...
I need to cool down again.
Oh my gosh. So before I picked up the last book, it was such a wonderful experience. So basically, this is how it happened from my perspective. So Leon wanted to look at the
I think it was the self-help section.
self-help section.
So I was looking for this.
Yeah, he was
I
looking
almost
for
hit
this.
you in the face.
It's okay. So I was just like randomly standing around, and from behind me I heard my name, and I thought that it was going to be the girl that I went to FIT with, Nicole, that I told you about earlier. So I turn around expecting Nicole, and I see this wonderful girl behind me, and she's looking at me really excited, and she was a viewer of my channel, which was so sweet. Her name is Paulina, and she was with a few of her friends, and she was visiting New York City and going to different bookshops, and it was the most incredible experience. I turned bright red because I was, number one, so shocked, and number two, just so excited. I just felt all the blood rush to my head. But she asked for a picture, so we took a picture, and it was just so sweet. We were talking about books a bit. It's so lovely to see like the faces behind, you know, because it's just us talking to a camera and then we upload it and I talk to you guys in the comments. But it just feels like meeting a distant friend. It was just so wonderful. So Paulina, thank you so much for saying hello. You made my day. You made our day. And it was so wonderful. So yes, just wanted to say that. But then, after we said hello, I went back to the Japanese literature section because I saw this book when I was looking at this one. And I was thinking about getting it, and then I wasn't sure. And because I already read these two, and they would be rereads, I wanted to get one that I hadn't read yet, and this one sounded so great. And that is The Boy and the Dog, a novel by Seishu Hayes. I apologize. I am terrible with pronunciation, and it really bothers me because my whole life people would say Caroline Castagna when they spoke about me. And that isn't just not my name. So anyway, I apologize. This is also translated from the Japanese by Alison Watts, who also translated What You Are Looking For Is in the Library. And so this is basically about one dog. He's found outside of a convenience store by the first character that we meet. It's after one of the major tsunamis, and this dog seems to be stranded, so the first person that sees him picks him up, and it's about how the dog goes from person to person to eventually find its original owner, and I believe his original owner is a boy who has not spoken since the tsunami. And the first characters that it meets is this young man who's kind of in a tough situation, and then we also meet his sister and his mother actually is suffering from Alzheimer's, and that is something that my grandfather suffered from. That is why I'm very much interested in memory loss as a theme, and how they handle it is really beautifully done so far. And I love how like the dog is it's reminding his mother of her childhood dog, and she thinks that it's her childhood dog, and it like makes her happy. And the daughter says that she hasn't seen her mother smile in so long, and then when she sees the dog, she just like, you know, goes back to her childish ways. It's just so beautiful so far, and I'm very excited to keep reading it. But I thought the concept was beautiful, the story, and the cover design. It's also, so these two are from Hanover Square Press, and then this one is from Viking, but they're all like the same size and shape, and I just love how they look all together. So yes, Those are, oh, and we also got bookmarks. Nicole put bookmarks in the bag too. So that's the front and then the back. These are the books that I picked up and our cute tote bags. We both already started on the train ride home. I started this one.
On the train I started this one. And then last night I read 80 pages of this, and so far so good.
Very good. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon in another video. As always,
Happy reading.
Happy reading!